What up, guys? Mad Viking here. Almost forgot about this, and I'm glad I remembered because I would have been pissed if I didn't get this out, because I am definitely watching this pay-per-view. Slammiversary was awesome. It was probably the best pay-per-view of the year. I'll stick with that. Yeah, best pay-per-view of the year, even over WrestleMania. Every match was 4-star, 5-star, except for maybe one, but it was still an excellent pay-per-view. So there's no way in hell I'm missing Bound for Glory. I watch Impact, and Impact has been very good lately. I shouldn't even say lately. It's been good for at least a year. I don't know why more people aren't figuring this out yet and watching Impact. But anyway, Bound for Glory is this Sunday in New York City. Sold out show. So kudos for them. Let's get started here with the preview, or my predictions. So first off, as you can see here, Abyss is being honored. He's going into the Impact Hall of Fame, inducted by Jim Mitchell, who is back in a few storylines, which I think is great. I always thought he was a great character. I don't know if this will be some sort of a return for Abyss or not, but he's, I think he's the only TNA original to be in the Hall of Fame right now. So that's a first for him. But basically his whole mainstream career has been in Impact, or with TNA Impact. He had chances to go to the WWE and he turned them down, even a match with Undertaker. Abyss's early days were very memorable to me, but as I don't know what it is, he got older and I guess didn't take his workout regime as seriously, because I've seen a million photos of him backstage just eating. His ring style did change over the years, but he was, what did I call him? I always called him Kane-kind. He was a mixture of Mankind and Kane. But, I mean, it's undeniable. He was a great asset to TNA, to Impact all these years, and he's definitely deserving his spot in the Hall of Fame. So that will be going on this Sunday at Bound for Glory. All right. Now, this I don't really understand what's going on. Is this a match? Is this going to be some sort of drawn-out skit throughout the pay-per-view? Allie promised no more of her friends were going to be thrown into coffins by Su Yung to vanish and never be seen again. The likes of, Rosemary, Madison Rayne. Now, Kiera Hogan was put into one in the last Impact episode. Like I said, this has to be a match, but maybe it's a match that turns into something along the way. I don't know. Like I said, I can't really even predict this. I'm assuming she's going to rescue Kiera Hogan. But, so if this is a match, I guess I would have to say that Allie comes out triumphant. Like I said, there hasn't been a lot of, even on the follow-up or the intro to this on the Impact site, it's reading this like more of a story than a match. So I'm confused here. I'm sure it's a match, but who knows? I don't know. But if it is, I'm predicting Allie over Su Yung, obviously, because they're not going to make Kiera Hogan disappear. Next up is the Eli Drake Open Challenge. I'm hoping this is going to be some sort of surprise name, big free agent name coming in. I'm sure it's going to be something along those lines, because this is in New York. It's a big show for them. So, I mean, I really doubt they're, let's just say, bringing in the Hurricane. It's got to be somebody special. It's nice to see Eli Drake back on TV. I mean, he re-signed with the company after his title run, and then they just sort of kind of stopped using the guy. I mean, why build the dude up like that and then just, I wouldn't say bury him, but I mean, not being on TV is pretty much a burial. So here, I don't know. This could go one of two ways. I mean, whoever they're bringing in could, if it's somebody signed to the company, it could be, it's their intro into the company, and beating Eli Drake would be a big win. Or it's going to be somebody for like a one-time only type deal, and Drake beats them. So it's hard to predict, but I would think if this is Drake on the pay-per-view, it's because they're bringing him back to TV. So I'm just going to say whoever it is, Eli Drake is probably going to come out on top. Next up on the card, this should be a barn burner here. TNA Women's Champion Tessa Blanchard versus Taya Valkyrie, who's returning from, I don't know what she's returning from, but I mean, when she debuted, I think she only did like 6 or 8 matches. Maybe it was one TV taping. Maybe, and I don't know what happened to her. I guess maybe she went to go do the filming for Lucha Underground. I don't know. She is the Mrs. Johnny Mundo in real life. She is a talented wrestler, but I haven't seen a lot of her work since she's put on a, I don't want to be mean, she's put on weight. If you see what she looked like last season in Lucha Underground, I mean, the girl was trim and cut, but she's still a very talented wrestler. Blanchard's been killing it lately. I mean, in my eyes, she is the top girl in all of professional wrestling. Our series of matches just recently with the last TV tapings in Mexico, AAA versus Impact, she's been killing it with every girl they put in front of her. I didn't know any of these girls, and they put on 4-star, 5-star matches with Tessa. So either that's due to Tessa's wrestling ability or, both. But, I mean, Tessa is just killing it right now. If she was in the WWE, she would just be another cookie-cutter female wrestler. I'm just glad she didn't go and sign with NXT. She'd be pushed to the moon in NXT, but I mean, the second she would have gotten to WWE, I mean, just look at Asuka. So in this match, I mean, I just can't see them taking the belt off of Tessa Blanchard at this moment. This is just the next opponent for her to fight in a returning Taya Valkyrie. Like I said, this should be a very good barn-burning type match, but I just don't see it. Tessa is going to retain here. This match here should be another great match, too. This has had a really good storyline. I mean, if anybody's been on TV recently in Impact, they've had great storylines, top guy to bottom guy. This one has culminated through different storylines with different wrestlers, but it's been very well built to this point. There's nothing really on the line here other than it's supposed to be a friend versus ex-friend type deal. Moose betraying Eddie, joining up with Austin Aries and Killer Cross. To me, Eddie needs the win here more than Moose would, but Moose losing to Aries in their last big pay-per-view, I don't know, both men here need a win, but it's not going to affect their career. It's just where or who the company is pushing at this point. I mean, Moose right now seems to be more in a contemporary sidekick role. Edwards is branching out, getting really his own push. So, I don't know. I would say Eddie Edwards is probably going to get the win here. But like I said, it's hard to say. I mean, Impact considers Moose the top guy. Edwards has held the belt, but he doesn't get booked like a top guy. He gets booked like Tommy Dreamer in a way. And that's why Tommy Dreamer kind of passed the torch at Slammiversary, I think. But anyway, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Eddie Edwards. Well, no, I shouldn't, because there's the Austin Aries and Killer Cross factor. If they don't get involved, then fine. Eddie Edwards wins. But if they get involved, then Eddie Edwards wins by DQ. So, all right, I'm just going to stick with that. I'm going to say Eddie Edwards over Moose. Next up on the card, we have the recently implants of Ethan Page and Willie Mack. Willie Mack fresh off his title match against Cody Rhodes. In the NWA, he's also Lucha Underground alum. Willie is a very talented wrestler, a big giant moose of a man, and Ethan Page has now been inserted, making this a tag team match. This storyline's even been slightly interesting, even though I really don't get, I shouldn't say I don't get, I don't kind of I don't get anything out of Matt Seidel's character. This like Zen. I don't know what he's supposed to be. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to explain his character. He's supposed to be like this Zen, almost monk type character, and he's trying to save Rich Swann and lead him to the light to become a better wrestler. And Rich Swann wants nothing of it. I think just in this last episode, well, Ethan Page has been on the last couple episodes, but I think Willie Mack, no, they were just advertising Willie Mack. Unless I totally don't remember. He hasn't been on Impact yet, but this should be another good match. Willie delivers. Matt Seidel, of course, is amazing, and everybody knows Rich Swann. A lot of people, I'm sure, have never seen Ethan Page wrestle, so that should be interesting for them. On this one, I'm going to think it's going to be Rich Swann and Willie Mack. I mean, you don't bring in Willie Mack and have him lose on his debut match for the company. So I think that one's pretty fair and easy to like see coming. So I'm just going to say it: Rich Swann, Willie Mack over Matt Seidel and Ethan Page. Next up on the card, we have Impact World Champion Austin Aries, the Belt Collector, versus challenger Johnny Impact. Aries has had a very good run. It's been over a year now, if I'm correct. Or no, is it? Yeah. Yes. He's had a very lengthy run with the belt in the company. Very deserving so. I mean, if you watched any of my prior videos, I've praised this guy up and down. I've loved Austin Aries for years. Johnny Impact is a very talented wrestler. I don't know why at this point Impact wouldn't put the belt on him unless due to commitment issues, he couldn't be there all the time. I mean, Aries is at every show. Aries is at every taping. He is there. Impact, I mean, he's a great wrestler, but he's got commitments everywhere, all over the globe. Not saying Aries doesn't either, but I mean, like I said, he's been gone for months because of commitments. I mean, Impact can't afford a Brock Lesnar type situation with their world champion. So unless he's back for some sort of long term, I could see the belt going on him. At some point, I mean, somebody's got to beat Austin Aries, and this would definitely be a worthy wrestler to do it. But Aries, like I said, he's got the Moose and Killer Cross card in his back pocket. It's hard to say. Like I said, it's getting to be time. I'm not considering Aries' run long or tedious, but I mean, there aren't very many long title reigns in this day and era, and he's definitely had one. So I could see a belt change here, but I'm going to say Austin Aries retains. But I could be wrong. Next match up, we have a OVE rule match. I'm assuming it's some sort of street fight with weapons. If you didn't see Slammiversary, the Pentagon Jr. Sami Callihan match, you really missed out. That was probably the match of the night for sure, and that's the one that had everybody talking the next day. Obviously, Phoenix is in it with Brian Cage, the Swolverine, great wrestler, versus OVE. This will not disappoint whatsoever. If you're wondering about paying $40 for this pay-per-view, this match alone will shock you. I can guarantee it. Pentagon, in my eyes, if he isn't in the top 5, he's definitely in the top 3 of the world's best independent wrestlers, and his brother is no slouch. So this will definitely deliver for any newcomer to the brand for sure. Who do I predict coming out on top here? I don't know, man. Very hard to say. I know basically OVE suffered losses at Slammiversary, so maybe they're due. But I mean, everybody wants to see Pentagon and Phoenix and Brian Cage win here. So that's pretty much what I'm going to go with, gut feeling, but I wouldn't be shocked if OVE comes out on top because, like I said, they're due for a win. And this feud has been going on between the Lucha Brothers and OVE for a better part of the whole year since they've showed up in Impact. So this is a long, stretched out storyline. So, you know, I could possibly see OVE pulling out the win here, continuing their feud. So, gosh. Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say OVE wins. Don't know if this is going to be the main event match, but they have it lined up as the last match on the card. This has probably been the top storyline of the last 5-6 months. It's been very entertaining. We've seen the return of the OG LAX team, led by King, with the new blood, the new breed of the new LAX faction, led by Conan. This is supposed to be a 6-man tag team match. Conan is supposed to be getting involved in this match. I don't know how legit that's going to be. I mean, he might get in and throw some haymakers or something, but he's supposed to have severe back problems, and he's definitely not very mobile. He basically can walk and stand. That's about all you ever see Conan do. So I'm not trying to knock him because he used to be one of my favorite wrestlers in WCW. I used to love his character, K-Dog. I want there to be an elite figure made of him, so I have total respect for him. I'm just stating the obvious here. But I've always loved Hernandez and Homicide, but they are a little bit older. I haven't really bonded to these new LAX guys, but this feud, this storyline has been excellent. The Mafia ties-in they've done with backstage skits and stuff. The killing of that kid after Slammiversary from the OGs. King ran him over in a car. I mean, it's been a great storyline. You guys have really missed out if you haven't been following this. The Youngbloods got their belts back at Slammiversary. I think these guys have tangled once since then. And I do believe they got over on the OGs, but the OGs have jumped them a bunch of times afterwards and that type of thing. And the Youngbloods did come out on top this last Impact episode when they had their last-minute summit before Bound for Glory. So to me, I mean, as an old-school wrestler, I mean, not wrestler, but with an old-school mentality to wrestling, this is the OG's time. This could be them legitimately winning the belts, and it's not going to be the end of the feud, I mean, whatsoever. It's obviously going to carry on, so it's not really a big loss. But then again, maybe it won't happen. Well, no, because the LAX, the new blood has had the belts for months now. When they won them off of, what was it, DJE, and I can't even remember the other guy. He's gone, though, now, from Impact. So, yeah, OGs over the new blood of LAX. This should be very good as well, very entertaining, and like I said, I'm kind of interested to see what Conan's going to do in the ring. I mean, I doubt we're going to see his Rolling Thunder clothesline that I used to pop for back in the day, but we'll see, right? OGs over new blood, main event match. That's it for my predictions. Tell me what you think or who you want to see win in the comments. Leave those comments, subscribe, hit the notification button to get alerts for future content. Look for the live reactions video for this pay-per-view on Sunday. I will be watching. I just don't know where. I'm on babysitting duty now all of a sudden this weekend, so that could get in the way of my video. But I will definitely be watching and trying, and I will be getting something out. So definitely, if you're interested, do not pass up on this pay-per-view Bound for Glory. You will not regret it. If you do, you can leave evil hate comments in the comments section. I promise you, after Slammiversary, Impact is delivering on this for sure. So that, like I said, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys Sunday. Mad Viking out. Peace.